Benjamin, Donald Liviera, okay. Webby, Rodri, Jennifer, Jodester, cool. Lofryer, Michael Carter, how are you today? Tim, Rex, what's going on? Reasons haven't joined your fan club. You could try selling Heart Me as live. Okay, well, I'm not going to do that. Bourbon, tell me what's happening on. Perry, Darby Jones, Marie Reynolds, good evening. Nico Breakus, Paf, Lafraya, thank you there, Mr. Lafraya. Racket, what's going on? John Werner, hello. Easy Living, what's going on? Alive, Wild Dog. NSX, Garage, good evening. Betty Monroe, how are you today? BP Banger, I have no idea what that means, but okay. Cecil, Chop Gold, Taco Eater, Diane Everett, how you doing? Jeff Salvador, Tina, how are you? Good evening, I am fine, thank you very much. Oh my goodness, what was that? All right, let's get the ball rolling. Cobalt, how you doing? Sem, JT3 Invest, Cool Beans. All right. Tev, Jeff, what's going? Marty Can, what's happening, Marty? James, how you doing? William Leonard. Dinglenut, what an interesting name. Jason, how you doing? EK Sombath. Chance, what's happening, Chance? Chance wants to take a look at Rocket Lab. Okay. Stock and Crypto, how you doing? Hey, nurse, mom of two girls. Okay. Marty, James, Bretoberg, Betty Monroe, Tantra. Okay. Trey, Faux Shiz. Okay. Cool Beans. Aretha, cool. Mike, cool beans. YouTube moderator, your live stream is experiencing lag. If the connection is not stabilized, the stream will time out in 10 minutes. Please check your network and try to improve your connection. All right, Ian, how are you today? All right, Dinglenut, what are we talking about? Talking about investing for okay. He's talking about trading. Thank you very much, Maria. Alrighty. Let's get the ball rolling. Good evening, everyone. My name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by The 10-Minute Trader. Okay, simply put, I'm investing in dividend stocks. Wait a minute. There we go. I'm investing in pre-qualified dividend stocks. Now, my idea of a pre-qualified dividend stock is a company that's consistently been profitable has been consistently profitable for at least 2 decades. Now, that's 20 years. Okay? Now, if a company's been in business for 20 years or more and they're consistently profitable, great. I want to take a look at them because I only want to invest my money. Now, don't get me wrong. You guys can invest anything you want. You can ask me to look at whatever you want me to look at. Doesn't mean I'm going to agree with you. Okay, I'm 61. I'm not looking for capital appreciation. So if you're looking for a stock that shoots to the moon, yeah, you're in the wrong place. I'm looking for cash flow. What is trading? Dinglenut, you're in the wrong place, dude. You're better off going somewhere else. Okay? So that being said, let me at least give you a rough background of where we're coming from. In 2008, my 9-year-old daughter says to me, Daddy, what are you doing? Can you teach me? Now imagine that, hearing that from your 9-year-old daughter. Daddy, can you teach me? Well, I'm on my computer trading stocks, and she watches me do it every day. Okay? And then she finally says, Daddy, can you teach me? Okay, great. Not a problem. But here's the thing. Most adults don't know how to do this. Most adults lose money and get it wrong. So how am I supposed to teach a 9-year-old? All right, so I came up with 5 criteria that I had to overcome. Number 1, it had to be simple. Number 2, it had to be safe. Consistent, predictable, and no way for her to lose. Now, when I say no way for her to lose, a lot of people get a little choked up about that. What do you mean? Well, the way I look at it, now correct me if I'm wrong, I'm perfectly accepting if you guys want to insult me in any way, saying, hey, I'm wrong. Well, fine, tell me so. Here's the thing. I look at companies in a way, can you tell me what is 6 plus 7? Oh my goodness. I'm not even going to deal with questions like that. The way I look at it, okay, good luck. Hold on a second. Good luck. I want to take a look at that for a second. The way I look at it, if I'm investing in a company that's been around for 100 years, let's say Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Bank of America. Well, these companies have been around for over 100 years. Do you really think Coca-Cola is going to disappear anytime soon? I don't think so. What about Pepsi? I don't think that's going anywhere either. Ford, General Motors, IBM, Harley Davidson. These are American iconic companies. Okay? They know them worldwide. People know these companies. So when I say no way to lose, I can't really see, Ford, General Motors, IBM, AT&T, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Colgate-Palmolive, Home Depot, Lowe's. I can't see these companies going out of business in my lifetime. Don't get me wrong, it could happen. I mean, I watched Sears and Roebuck go under. Well, they were just stuck in the past. They weren't willing to look at something else. Well, that's where their demise was. Fine. All right, so that's the 5 criteria. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way for her to lose. Remember, she's 9 years old. So I had to come up with some rules. In order for her to not stray and get sidetracked, 5 rules are very simple. Rule 1, never buy something you don't want to hold on to long term. If you can't imagine yourself holding on to it for the rest of your life, don't buy it. It is actually that simple. You can't get any simpler than that. Number 2, never sell at a loss. It defeats the purpose of the whole game. And yes, it is a game. It's an adult game with adult rules and adult consequences. You do something stupid, you're going to lose some money. Just the way it is. Okay? Most people I have found lose most money by hitting the wrong button. I'm guilty of it too. 4 times this year I hit the wrong button. One time I hit the wrong button and I lost $2,500 on live TV. Live. I have all these people watching me trading. I hit the wrong button. I go, oh, damn. And everybody just watched me do it. Nobody said anything. Okay, fine. Most people lose most people lose money. Yes, I get. Thank you, Maria. Yeah, I felt the same way. But think about it. Hitting the wrong button. Now, I've been trading for 30 years, and I still hit the wrong button every once in a while because you get excited and it's click, 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 and your fingers just go, Anyway. So, rule 2 is never sell at a loss. It defeats the purpose of the game. Rule 3. This is a good one. This one you will find tonight as people come through asking me to look at stuff. You will see. People are investing their money in companies that are not consistently profitable. That boggles my mind. Why the hell would you spend 30, 40, 50, 60, 80 hours a week to earn money to put it into something that's not profitable? That boggles my mind. I just don't get it. Rule 3, make sure the company's consistently profitable. Me, personally, I like 2 decades. That's 20 years. Okay? I'm 61. My first job was in 1973. I've been working over 50 years. I just retired 2 years ago. 50 years of working. Fine. So all my money's tied up in these companies. We're going to show you some of them tonight. Where was I? Oh, consistent profitability. So most of the companies that I look at have been in business since I started my first job in the 1970s. And they're still at it. And they're still profitable. So why the hell not? Okay? Number 3, make sure the company's consistently profitable. Rule number 4, weekly options only. Now, the title of the show is Dividend Stock Talk. The key word being dividend. Now, if you don't know what a dividend is, it's basically the profit in which the company gives back to the investors. So if the company's making money, well, at the end of the year, after everybody gets paid, after all the bills are paid, they have profit left over. So that goes back to the investors, and that's us. We buy the stock, we are entitled to a portion of the profits. That is a dividend. Okay, a portion of the profits the company gives back to the investors. That's us. Now, there's two types of companies in the stock market. There's dividend stock companies. Those are ones pay cash. And then there's capital appreciation companies. It's about a 50-50 split. Okay, we check every week. This week there's 10,300, I think, oh, wait a minute, 10,000, there's a lot. 10,300, 10,570. I think it was 10,570, I think. Okay, but that's how many different companies are available in the stock market. Well, half of them pay a dividend. The other half take all their profits and throw it back into the company for capital growth. That means the stock gets higher and higher and higher and higher as the years go by. Well, I tell you what, I'm 61. I don't have the luxury of putting money into a company and waiting 20 to 30 years. That doesn't work for me. Okay, my bills come due on a weekly and monthly basis. So I need cash flow on a weekly basis. Now, I'm too young to collect Social Security. Not that it's going to change my life any, but for the most part, most of my money is made from the interest that I make trading my stocks. I always pick a good quality company. I sell somebody the rights to buy it from me, and they give me a premium every single week, and that number gets higher and higher and higher every week. Well, that takes care of all my bills. I have a lovely life. I do. My life has never been so wonderful. Okay, we're trying to improve just a little bit. Okay. Maria, but you can get your money back by putting money on another platform and getting lucky. Not quite sure what you're talking about, but okay. UOO. Okay, Javier Chavez, I have no idea what that means. Okay, so that was rule 3. Make sure the company's consistently profitable. Week 4, weekly options. Yes, we talked about that. And then rule number 5, it just kind of brings everything together. Make sure all the numbers work. Now, as the night progresses, we're actually going to do a few trades. Okay, you guys are going to ask me about stocks, and I'm going to take a look at them. I'm going to give you my honest opinion with the understanding that I'm going to give you one trading strategy and only one. It's the same one I taught my 9-year-old daughter 15 years ago? 2008? Whatever, however long ago it was. That being said, talking about trading, thank you very much. So I get distracted easily. Somebody said something over here and I was looking at it. It's like, oh, what was I talking about? Oh, so we're going to actually do a couple of trades. You guys are going to give me some stocks to take a look at. Now, if we can please, make sure the company's a profitable company. That's number 1. Number 2, make sure they have dividends and make sure they have weekly options. Great. Please do not show me something that's a high of the year. We can't do anything with it. We're looking for opportunities that nobody has seen before. Now, anywhere between 5 and 30,000 people will come through these 9 channels. Yes, I am live broadcasting on 9 different channels. Uh-oh. No, I'm right. Not yet. I got to do this one right here. I forgot to do this one. Connecting. There we go. Great. Now we are streaming on 9 different channels. All right. So I have in front of me, now we're streaming on 9 different channels, 9 different platforms, but I have 6 screens in front of me, which means I have a lot of questions coming in all the time. So I do my best to get to each and every individual question. So please ask the question just once, number 1. Number 2, if you can't be kind and courteous, please go somewhere else. Okay, we're adults here. BH, woohoo, thank you. We're all adults here. Let's try to keep it civil. Let's try to help one another out, okay? If you don't agree with something, fine. Tell me you don't agree. But don't get rude. Don't get insulting. And please, who just hit ULTY? Gotti, come on. Do some research on ULTY and then come ask me about what I think about it. All right, getting back to where we were. All right. And like I said, rule number 5, we are going to take a look at the numbers. What am I buying it for? What am I selling? Where's my profit? Is it more than 1%? Because I'm looking for 1% a week. Okay, simple, safe, predictable, consistent, 1% per week. It doesn't sound like a lot of money. It should be relatively easy. Actually, it is. Getting 1% every week is easy, but it's time consuming. It takes a whopping 5 to 10 minutes a day. Terribly sorry. But here's a funny statistic I learned. Most people, most adults spend more time planning a weekend barbecue than they do on their personal finances. And then they get to their retirement age and says, wait, how come I don't have more money? Ryan, thank you for that, Ryan. That being said, keep in mind what I'm looking for. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, 1% a week. 1% a week is over 50% per year. And I'm perfectly okay getting 50% per year. Whatever money you think I have, divide it in half, and that's what I bring in on a yearly basis. Okay, so what do we have first tonight? We have DFLI. I have no idea what that is, but we'll take a gander at it. All right, we're here. All right. What do we have here? NX Garage says, let's go. PNC. All right, we'll take a look at PNC in a second. First on the list is going to be DFLI. I never heard of it before. DFLI. Dragonfly Energy. Hell no. That was quick, wasn't it? No. Do you know why? Look, it has one option. That's it. What the hell am I going to do with it? And then look at this. It was below $1 just a couple of months ago. So explain to me, in a manner in which I'll understand, a company that's less than $1 a couple of weeks ago, how can that possibly have 2 decades of increased profits? It's a no right off the top. No. All right, I ordered me some more cables. I got me some more cameras. So we're going to be doing a couple more. So by next week, I think we'll be up to like 13 channels. That's a lot. Well, the only reason why, I want to get the word out. Okay, we're also going to do a podcast, a live podcast. And then I want to get an interaction one, with a telephone so I can actually talk to people. People can ask me questions live. I think that's a cool idea. James, good evening. I got a serious dilemma tonight. Trade Architect, back again. How are you today? At one time, Coca-Cola is the most well-known name in the world. Yep, I believe that. Do I watch the Chicago Bears Monday Night Football or tune in to 10-Minute Trader? I don't know. The Chicago Bears hasn't been the same since '84, since McMahon left and the refrigerator's gone. Invest in real estate. Yay! Johnny wants us to invest in real estate. I got a problem with real estate. I've never seen a real estate that has no inventory, no overhead, no employees, 50% return per year consistently, and the overhead part and the aggravation. Yeah, no thanks. I've done real estate before. Okay, I had a manufacturing company when I got out of the service, and I started my own business. Great. I started a manufacturing company, something nobody ever did. Okay, great. Making all this money. What do I do with it? I put it into real estate. Yeah, that didn't work. Too much effort in real estate and not the same amount of profit. I know a lot of real estate people that say, hey, I'll be happy to get 7% return on my money. Yeah, that doesn't work for me. Mike, do you only do covered calls? Did you make out well with Dollar General today? Okay, Mike, let's take a look at Dollar General, because we know DFLI is not one we want. So where are we? Okay, where we go? DFLI, that's one right there, right there. Alex, what's happening? Alex is in the house. DH Media's in the house. Jake, Maya, good evening, good evening. Karen, how are you doing? Colin, why don't you just do options and futures? Okay, Colin, I do options, and I did futures in the past. Futures are not as consistent as dividend stocks because futures come and go, okay, every single year. I mean, look at it this way. You get a crop of corn, okay? They've been doing that for thousands of years. We know when to plant it. We know when to harvest it. We know what to do with it. Great. Well, what do you do in those times when there isn't any? Same thing with eggs. Eggs, there's the futures in eggs too. Same thing. Each one has its time when to trade it, when not to trade it, when to stay away from it. It's just not as predictable and consistent, Colin. Okay? So I do options, but not futures anymore. I used to do them years ago. Why do we discuss different stocks when there is only an infinite list that meets your target criteria? A finite list. Well, bring that. Think about it, bring that. let me explain something. Okay, there's 10,570 companies. Fine, wonderful. However, only about 300 meet my criteria. I don't know about you, but I cannot buy 300 shares every single week, or 300 different companies every single week. I only have 4 or 5 in each account. So 4 or 5, great. When everything moves around, wonderful. I make my profit and I move on to the next company. It's like a revolving door. Okay, there's 365 days in a year. Okay, 12 months, 4 quarters. January, February, March, first quarter. April, May, June, second quarter. July, August, September, third quarter. October, November, December, fourth quarter. So you got 300 companies paying a dividend once every 90 days. It's only 66 trading days in a month. I mean, in a quarter. That's it, 66 trading days. So how do you get 300 companies into 66 trading days? So there's more than enough to jump in, jump out, jump in, jump out every single week, after week, after week. Okay, so bring that. I'm not really quite sure why that bothers you any. Maria, pretty sure that like 3 to 4 day trading blowed up. Not quite sure what you mean by that, but okay. Okay, stop talking so you can teach the class. Thank you, Maria. All right, so no to this one. Why do you, okay, I already did that question. Nope, 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 no more questions, no more questions. Pappy, oh, UAMY. What the hell is that? UAMY. 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 United States Anatomy. What the hell is that? Oh, hell no. Again, when you see a stock that's less than $1, okay, last year, there's no possible way this thing can have 20 years of increased profits. Sorry, just doesn't happen that way. Next. Okay, nothing over here from the peanut gallery. All right, all right. Greg, are you fearful for the chance of a major market crash? Kilroy, how are you doing today? Nothing like being a buzzkill, you know that? Here's the thing, Kilroy, whether you agree or not, whether you like to think it or not, okay, really doesn't have any effect on what's going to happen. There's a stock market crash every single decade, every 10 years. Every 10 years, there is a pullback, a reset, a crash, whatever you want to call it. But here's the thing, okay? There's still companies that even back in the 1800s that are still in business today and are still increasing their profits year after year after year. Every 10 years, there's a crash. Every 10 years. Is there one coming? Yeah, there's one coming. What are you going to do when it happens? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the same thing I always do. Look for opportunities. Try not to get too deep into margin so I don't lose anything. So you have to balance between what's right, what's wrong, what's coming, there's certain things you just have no control over. So yeah, the market is going to crash eventually. But am I going to sit here holding my breath waiting, or am I just doing business as usual until it hops up? Glad you're feeling better. Not 100%, because I'm taking all this stuff from my throat, and you can hear it. So I'm starting to lose my voice already. I'm just not used to talking so much. All right. Bones of Steel. You got only one stream, right? There's another account stealing your stream right now. Okay, Bones of Steel. I have 9 streams. Okay, so this is streaming live on 9 different platforms. Okay, so I don't know if someone's stealing it or not. I just hope the information gets out there. Why do we discuss different stock? Okay, yeah, we already did that question. Okay, user 1165. I created 1,000 revenue a month with ARR. Half owned, half margin. Would options be better? Okay, number one, I have no idea who you are. I have no idea what you want to do. I have no idea. I know absolutely nothing. For me to give you advice would be doing a disservice to you. If you want to have a conversation, Oh, Michelle, thank you for that, Michelle. If you want to have a conversation, DM me your number or go to the website and sign up for a time slot and we'll have a conversation. I guarantee you, I'm not going to try to sell you anything. I just want to have a conversation. I love talking to people. That's probably why my voice is going, because I talk too damn much. Alrighty. BP, that's what we're here to do. All right, what else do we have here? Ooh, New Jersey wants to take a look at Mara. M-A-R-A. I love Mara. As a matter of fact, I actually have some. So I'm going to give you a run through how I do this. It's very simple. All right. You come up with a stock, and I'm going to show you the steps one at a time. And then you can probably do the same. It's really not that difficult. If you always keep in mind that what I am about to show you was created specifically for my 9-year-old daughter when she was 9, back in 2008. She's 26 now, so it's a little different story. But here's the thing. At 9 years old, it had to be simple, safe, predictable, consistent, all that. And she should be able to do it in less than 10 minutes. That's why it was called the 10-minute trader. Okay? Because before my daughter wanted to learn how to do it, I just shared my information on a different website that I had years ago. I don't do it anymore on my blog. I've been blogging since 2011. Wow. All right, anyway. So let's take a look at Mara. One step at a time, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. It's really not that difficult. If you didn't know, the screen behind me right here is live on YouTube. So if you cannot see these little tiny numbers here, you could probably go in the other room, pull up the big screen TV, put it on the big screen, and just sit there and watch it that way. That way you see the numbers easier, and you don't have to look at me. Because the screen, just by itself, that's it, just the screen, is being broadcast on YouTube, and it is being recorded. So after we're done here, which, by the way, it is 9:20, because every night, somebody says, is this live or is this recorded? No, this is live at this moment in time. It is 9:25 p.m., 10/13/2025. Okay, so let's get rolling. First one we're going to look at tonight is going to be Mara. Remember, 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. It's always by the numbers, and it's always the same things over and over and over again. First thing I want to look at is the 1-year chart. It just pops right up. I'm looking for 5 things, and it takes me 2 to 3 seconds to find these. It's like, where's Waldo? You ready? Let's find Waldo. Ready? 3 to 4 seconds for you guys, 2 to 3 for me. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Up, down, up. Wasn't that easy? 2 to 3 seconds. Now, what am I looking for? Well, one, I want to know where the high of the year is. I want to know the low of the year is. And then just by visualizing it, okay, a year ago it was here. Now it's here. Okay, so it's higher now than it was last year. She jumped up. She came back up, back down. Now she's right about here. Great. It's not at the high of the year. Hell no, I don't buy anything at the high of the year. It's not at the bottom of the year, so I don't have to worry about that either. It's somewhere in the middle. Okay, fine. Let's go to the next step. Okay. Next step, remember rule 5? Make sure all the numbers work. Well, let me show you the numbers I'm looking for. The number I'm looking for, it's easy to see. Michelle, thank you, Michelle. It's easy to see. You know why? Let's check it out. 2024, 2024, 2024, 2024. It's there 4 times. That is the last trade of the day. So today, the last trade of the day was $20.24. President doesn't control the stock market. Big corps do. Not really, but kinda. How many streams do you run? 9. 9, Bradley. Hey, what about his announcement of the new round of tariffs and then changed his mind? Okay, it's his prerogative to change his mind if he wants to change his mind. And tariffs, you want to avoid tariffs? Simple. Hey, that's his name, H-E-Y. Hey, you want to avoid tariffs? Stop buying crap made elsewhere. Buy American-made stuff. Support your brothers, your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, the guy down the street, even if you like them. Buy stuff made in America. You avoid the tariffs that way. That was just an excuse. Okay, whatever. I'm not going to get into an argument about it. What about the $20 billion worth of stock that was liquidated the day before? I have no idea what you mean by that. Okay? And tariffs are not corporate taxes. Tariffs are I don't want, no, I'm not, don't suck me into it. Okay, so once I take a look at the 1-year chart, I want a rough idea of what it's doing, what it looks like it's doing, blah, blah, blah. See, she is definitely going up. What's going on right here? That's what we're kind of interested in. But before that, let's check out the numbers. 2024. Now, when I said a simple strategy, okay, the easiest strategy there is just buying the stock. But if you buy the stock, guess what? You have to wait for it to move, go up, go down, do something. Well, not the way that I'm doing it, because we are going to do, or I'm going to show you what is called a covered call, one of the simplest, easiest strategies there is. And here's the thing about it. The stock doesn't have to move at all. I don't have to wait to know if I'm going to be profitable or not. So let's find out if this one fits. First thing, the number, 2024. Well, great. Now I'm going to look at the closest strike price, which is the price I'm going to sell it for. If I buy it here, 2024, I'm going to sell it to someone else, more than likely at the $20.50 point. Well, I'm buying it for 2024, selling it for 2050, and what am I collecting? I'm collecting 71 cents per share. That is the premium. So basically, I'm buying the stock first thing in the morning, and then I'm turning around within 2 or 3 seconds because it's instantaneous. I buy the stock, like a half a second later, I sell the option. This way, it allows me to sell it to someone else at a predetermined price. That's called the strike price. Say 19, 1950, 20, 2050, 21, 2150, so on and so forth. Well, the closest strike price to the purchase price is going to be $20.50. And the premium for that is 71 cents. Now, if you don't understand what a covered call is, there are literally hundreds of videos explaining. Basically, it's very simple. I'm going to buy a stock. I'm going to turn around and sell it to someone else at a predetermined price. That's the strike price. At a predetermined date. That means they have until this day in order to do it. Well, that's called the not the EX date. That's called the expiration date. 17 October 25. That's this coming Friday. 24 October. That's next Friday. 31 October. That's 2 Fridays away, 3 Fridays, 4 Fridays, 5 Fridays, 6 Fridays, so on and so forth. Every single Friday, there's one of these expiring. So if I buy this stock at 2024, I can sell somebody the right to buy it from me every single week until 1 or 2 things happen. 1, someone buys it from me, reaches my target. My target's 2050. Or I die, whichever one comes first. Remember, rule 1? Rule 1. Never buy something unless you plan on holding it for the rest of your life. Well, great. I have no intention on selling at a loss. Rule 2, never sell at a loss. It defeats the purpose. Stocks go up, stocks go down. Trade Architect has a serious dilemma. Do I want? Yeah, I'm not even going to do that. I made a lot of money because you guys panicked, sold. Yep. Warren Buffett has always taught this. Don't buy, sell out of emotion, but actual thought process. Well, that actually makes sense. It does, if you think about it. How do you start investing? Aaron, how are you today? How do you start investing? You just make a decision. I'm going to start investing. Great. What's step 1? Step 1 is get the mental thought in your head. I'm going to take a little bit of my money and I'm going to put it someplace and it's going to grow. Well, great. What's the next question? The next question should be, what trading platform should I use? Well, that's going to be directly related to, how do I say this without being too condescending? Depends how smart you are. Do you want something simple and easy? Well, look at Robinhood or Acorn or Webull. Those are simple and easy. Robinhood is easy. Hugo Lina. Easy, absolutely. What did you think about today? Okay, Hugo Lina, believe it or not, I haven't even looked at the outcome for today. Seriously. I do my trades in the morning. I spend about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, because I have a lot of people that trade along with me. I have a morning trading group. Yes, it's a paid trading group, and no, I'm not going to try to sell you on it. It's for those people who want to take the next step. Okay, so free is, hey, it's free. You ask a question, I'll give you the answer. If you want to watch over my shoulder and ask me questions while I'm doing it, that's not free, because then you're interrupting my day. Yeah. All right. Anyway, but it is available. Anyway, so after that, this morning, I turned off my computer. I didn't turn my computer on all night until about half hour ago. Then I haven't even looked at my account. And I won't look at my accounts until tomorrow, so I have no clue what happened today. I jumped in this morning. I did my trades. Great. Everything looked great. Set it, forget it. Now, tomorrow morning, I'll look again. Jameson's Whiskey. 2 sells on SMCI. Okay. 1 sell on Oracle. 3 sells on Hood. Looking for a $1,000 week. You know what, Jameson? Let's hold you up right there. I'm going to take a look at what he did and see what it looks like. Okay, so 2 SMCI, 1 Oracle, 3 Hood, and you're looking to make $1,000. Okay. Do you check each morning and that's it? Okay, Hugolina, absolutely. Okay, I'm sure you get up in the morning. Okay, you brush your teeth every morning. Okay, you shower every day. If you have a dog or a cat or a pet, I'm sure you water it and feed it every day. If you have kids or a wife, I'm sure you feed them and get them ready to go every day. So why don't you take care of your money every day? How can we join you in the morning when you trade? Okay, Anna, you're on TikTok number 2, okay, on my second TikTok channel. It's easy. Just go to the top left corner, send me a DM with your number. I'll give you a call. We'll chat. I'm just me. Can I give you 10,000 and you do your trades and we split 50-50? That would be great. Unfortunately, that's not worth my. I don't want to be insulting, but that much is not worth my time and effort for doing it. Do you know what I mean? Okay, I haven't seen 10,000 in my account in decades. It's just. It's not worth the effort that I got to put forth to do it. And then I'm accountable to you, and I have no idea who you are. Okay, so we're going to check out Jameson's. I want to check out SMCI. But we're still on Mara first. Let me finish up Mara first, and then we'll do Jameson's, because that looks like a good theory. Not a good theory, a good idea. So I want to take a look at it and see what it looks like. All right, so we like the chart. We like the numbers. Now what I want to do is I want to take a deeper dive into the chart, and I actually want to see the numbers. Exactly what is it? And check this out. I don't know if some of you guys are going to notice this or not, but you ready? Tra-la-la! New shades. Do I look goofy in these? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyway, okay. So let's do this. A year ago, Mara's at 1680. The high of the year was in the end of November. Okay, fine, end of November. We bottomed out in the second week of April, and that was 981. Okay, so I got to stop for a second and point this out to you in case you haven't noticed. The high of the year is $30. That's the high of the year, $30. You can't argue with that. Well, you could, but it'd be pointless. The bottom of the year, again, you could argue, but it'd be pointless. Why bother arguing with something that's facts? Because this has nothing to do with me. Okay, this is factual information. So this is the high right there. Here's the low right there. What I want to point out is the high is $30. The low is 9. 930. That is a 60% drop from the top of the year to the bottom of the year. So my point being, if you are not ready for that kind of a drop, you shouldn't be playing this game. That's it. If you cannot stomach going $30 all the way down to 9, not panicking, not selling, I'm going to take the 9 before I lose everything. You know how many people do that? Those are the people that lose. Now, I hate to say this, but thank you, because I'll take that money. I don't mind. Me, I refuse, flat out refuse to sell at a loss. I'll give you a perfect example. I bought IBM this year at $285. And then she drops down to $240. That's a $45 drop. Did I panic and sell? No. A couple of weeks later, actually took about a month or so to go back up to over $285 again. Okay, fine. All right, let's get back to Mara. Okay, that's the bottom of the year right there. We're at 220, 2024 at the moment. Let's look at the last 30 days because that's the most important part. Here's your last 90, the last 3 months. Again, high, low, where was it? Where is it? Up, down, up. What's going on here? Well, let's zoom into that. Look at the last 30 days because the last 30 days is going to give us a good idea of where do we think it's going next. Where do we think it's going next? Okay, high, low, where was it? Where is it? Up, down, up, down. Now she's going up. Or is she? This is only one to the upside. Here's the bottom here. Now she's going back up again. How far up is it going to go? And do you like this company? That's a good question. So let's do a quick trade on Mara to see what it looks like and see if it makes sense. Because this is the part where you say, does it make sense or does it not? Okay, so let's say, hypothetically speaking, you like Mara. You like Mara at this current price. So let's see what a covered call trade looks like. Now remember, simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way to lose. Okay, so when I say no way to lose, that means you only lose, you got to really understand this because a lot of people just don't understand it. Okay? You never lose any money until you agree to sell it for less than what you paid for it. So I showed you the Mara at the high of the year was 30, and then the bottom of the year was 9. If you agree to sell it at 9, saying, oh, I don't want to lose all my money, 9's better than losing everything. If you're that kind of a person, you shouldn't be playing this game. It's just the way it is. All right. All right, so we're going to do a 2050, because remember we said 2024, the closest one's going to be 2050, and it's paying 71 cents. I'm kind of curious what that is. That's got to be at least 3%. At least. All right, so let's get rid of this. Need the glasses again. Let's get rid of this. Let's change this to covered calls. And I want the 2050, which is right there. And now I'm only going to do one contract so you know what one is. And once you understand what one is, well, you can think to yourself, all right, if one costs this much, I can get 7. I can get 12. I can get 113. By knowing what one is, and you should at this point in your life, because we're all adults here, you should know off the top of your head, what's your mortgage? What's your insurance? How much do you pay in gas? What is your entertainment? You should have a good grasp at how much you spend every month and how much you can put aside for your retirement. Because whether you agree or not, whether you want to admit it or not, okay, there is no possible way. Hey, KJ, how you doing? What's up on the screen? I don't know. Lisa G, hold on one second. So no matter if you want to agree with me or not, there's no way to hide it and there's no way to get away from it. Okay? Retirement age is coming, whether you like it or not, whether you agree with it or not. Do you really think that I thought I was going to be 61 at some point? No. I didn't look past 45 when I was younger. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Because what I thought when I got out of school, I was going to join the service and I was going to retire after 20 years with a full pension with the federal government, being in the Army. Great. It worked out great until I got a nail stuck in my eye and then they sent me home. Well, now what the hell am I going to do? 61's coming. Okay, whether you like it or not, retirement is coming. So you got to figure out what you're going to do. Okay, Lisa, I'm going to get to yours in a second. Let's do these and see what we come up with. Okay, so do you remember where I said simple, safe? Okay, now who said that? Hey, thank you. Hey, Akuna Matata's in the house. Thank you, your residents. Where was I? I get distracted easily. I do. Squirrel. I do. I have adult ADD, which means I lose focus easily. Shiny objects just, and then I'm gone. Anyway, let's get back to where we were. All right. Remember I said simple, safe, predictable, consistent. It's simple. The easiest one is just buying a stock. That's what we talked about. The second easiest is a covered call. You buy and selling at the exact same time. Buying and selling at the exact same time. Cool beans. Anyway, safe. Oh, yeah, simple, safe. Okay, safe. It is so safe they say you can do it in your government-sponsored IRA. Yay! All right, anyway. Yeah, seriously. There's certain trades you cannot do in an IRA. And it depends on how you hold your IRA. I'll get that tax question every week. What about taxes? What about the IRA, Roth, blah, blah, whatever. Put in a Roth IRA, a traditional IRA, 401k, well, however you want to do it, your best bet is to talk to a tax strategist or a tax planner to help you figure out how you can trade without having to pay taxes or pay the least amount of taxes legally. I'm not telling you to do anything illegal, just telling you, hey, there are ways to do it. I don't know if you guys like the red man or the orange man. And when Hillary says, he doesn't pay taxes. And he said, no, I don't. Because I follow the system. Because the system allows you to not pay taxes if you follow the system. What's wrong with it? All right, anyway, let's get back to here. Now, remember I said simple, safe, predictable? Remember that word, predictable? Well, I know exactly what I'm going to make before I even do the trade. Now, if you buy the stock, you have to wait for the stock to move up, down, one way or the other. But a covered call, you don't have to wait to know what your profit's going to be. Okay, here's the order right there in green. Now, let me read it to you. Buy one covered call of Mera. 100, which is the weeklies. 17 October 25. That means this option trade expires next Friday. So here's what's going to happen. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to buy the stock, which means I will own it. Okay, one contract, 100 shares. 5 contracts, 500 shares. Okay, I buy the contract first thing in the morning. I sell somebody the rights to buy it from me. And instantaneously, I made a profit without the stock even moving at all. Stock doesn't have to move at all to make your profits on a covered call because I'm selling somebody the rights to buy it from me. Okay, now I own the stock. If Friday comes and they don't buy it, well, guess what? I still own the stocks. And I can do the same thing next week. I can do it every single week. Remember, simple, safe, predictable. Okay, I know what I'm making before I even do it. Consistent. I can do it every single week. This week right here. 17 October, that's this Friday. 24 October, that's next Friday. 31 October, that's 2 Fridays away. Think of it this way. Think of it as a vending machine. I'm going to buy a vending machine. I'm going to pay $1,900 for it. And every single week, that vending machine is going to give me some money. Until somebody offers me enough for the vending machine, I said, oh, you can have it. Well, what is that price? That price for me is $20.50. Why? Because I'm paying $20.24. Now, I know it's just a few pennies, but it doesn't sound like much, does it? No, it doesn't. That's why it's so easy and so effective. Because 1% of a $20 stock is 20 cents. That's it. I'm only looking to get 20 cents. That's it. But here's the thing. 20 cents, which is 1% of 20 bucks, every single week. 1% every single week adds up to over 50% by the end of the year. Now think about it. If you got 100 grand in your account, 50% is 50 grand. You got 50 grand in your account, well, 50% is 25 grand. Okay? When you get to my age, in your 60s, you should have at least 6 figures, 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, whatever. You should, hypothetically speaking. Okay? And if you don't, you got to get on the ball to get yourself there. Because no matter what you do, there's no way of escaping it. We're the only species on the planet that's got to pay to live here. And to the degree in which you want to live, that's what you're going to have to pay every single month until you go on to the next adventure. That's it. All right, so here we go. Buy Mera, 2050. Okay, at the market to open. Here's the profit right there. Maximum profit. Remember I said I know what I'm going to make before I even do the trade. Most people buy stocks and have to wait for the stock to move. And then you don't know what you're going to get and how long you're going to hold it. Yeah, no, thank you. I'm seriously, I'm a lazy trader. I want to buy it, I want to sell it all within 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes. Okay, I'm buying it for 2024. I'm selling it for 2050. I'm collecting $89 per contract. Each contract is costing me $19.61. Well, I know that doesn't mean anything, but let's check out the numbers and see what kind of return that is. Hold on. I gotta take some medicine for my throat. I normally don't do this, but like once a year, I lose my voice, and I don't want to lose my voice because I do this every day. All right, that being said, let's keep on rolling. So, max profit, 89. Cost of trade, including commissions and fees, 1961. So let's get the calculator out. Gonna need the glasses for this. Calculator. All right, first thing we want to do, put $89, because that's the profit. In order to find out your rate of return, you take the profit, 89 bucks. You divide it by the cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, 1961. That gives you your rate of return for 1 week. Remember, my goal is 1%. So let's see what we got here. 89 is the profit. 1961 is the investment. Comes to a grand total of 4.5%. Do you understand what 4.5% means? If 1% a week is 50% a year, 2% a week is 100%. That's doubling your money. Well, 4% is 200% per year. That's doubling your money every 6 months if you can continuously get 4% every single week. I don't get 4% a week. I average about 1.4, 1.5. I'm okay with that. Now, I could make more money if I sat in front of my computer longer, but I have no desire to. Okay, you will at some point get to a point in your life where you say, you know what, I really don't care about the money, just let me be comfortable. Well, that's where I'm at. I'm comfortable. I could sit in front of the computer and make a lot more money, but I'm no longer motivated by money. I'm motivated by hanging out with my kids. Go down and see my mom, helping her out, hanging out with my grandson. As a matter of fact, we just had a family meeting a little while ago before I came here. I got to hang out with my grandson for a little bit. He's fun, 5 years old. Not the greatest conversationalist, but hey. Anyway, so I don't think 4.5% for 1 week is bad if, of course, you like Mara. Now, I already own Mara, so, it's irrelevant. But Lisa, let's take a look at what Lisa wants to take a look at. And she wants to take a look at Kohl's. Okay, now I did buy some Kohl's this morning, only because the numbers just look so freaking good. Like, why not? Now, for those of you that are new here, Kohl's has been one of my most profitable companies. Like, it was like Macy's, Ford, U.S. Steel, Kohl's, Nordstrom's. Extremely profitable for us. All right. So, let me read it. Hey, James, I have a covered call set for Kohl's at 16 from last week. I want to sell another one with the 1550 for this week, same expiration. They are treated separately. Yes, if you're doing it twice. Let's pull up Kohl's, because I actually did jump into Kohl's this morning. Well, because the numbers just look good. Who knows what it's going to do tomorrow? Kohl's is KSS. Now, as soon as I hit this button, right, just for the fun of it, the 1 year chart's going to show up. Okay, see how long it takes you to find those 5 things. The high, the low, where was it, where is it, and where it's going. Okay, it shouldn't take that long. Okay? High, low, where was it, where is it? What, 3, 4 seconds? Did you actually count? I mean, that's the way it looks. So we're at 1553. So the closest strike price is going to be the 1550 because it's at 1553. 1550 is right here, 54 cents. And if you can add pretty quick in your head, that's another 4% trade. Well, let's take a look. Before we do, let's dive deeper into the chart, see what that looks like. A year ago, we were at 1945. We jumped up to the high of the year at 21.42, bottomed out in April at 6. You heard me right. She went from 22 down to 6. Did I panic and sell? No. Why? Because look at all this movement. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Now, I trade on a weekly basis, but I look every single day. So I have a good idea of what the momentum is, what the stock is doing. And it only takes 10 minutes a day. Because however much money you have to decide how many positions is it that you want. Me, I only usually do about 5 or 6 positions in each account. So 5 or 6 positions is really not that difficult. So you open up number 1. Great. IBM, what did I buy it for? What did I sell? Where is it at now? What does it mean? That takes me less than 30 seconds to figure all that out. Then if I have to look at the chart, well, this takes 3 or 4 seconds. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Down, up, down. It's really not that difficult. Simple, right to the point. Then I do the next one. And then the next one. I only have about 6 or 8 in each account. So it takes me less than 15 minutes. Well, less than 10, no, about 5 or 10 minutes to do each account. And if I'm making 1%, 1 hour of my time is 1%. So if I have a $100,000 account, 10 minutes a day, that's an hour a week. 1 hour a week is $1,000 an hour. $100,000 account, 100,000, 1% of 100,000 is 1,000. 10 minutes a day, 5 times a week, that's 50 minutes. Turn the computer on, turn it off, great, it's an hour, fine. 1%, 1 hour, it's $1,000 an hour. That's how I value my time now. My time's worth $1,000 an hour. Anyway, so I already did this one because everything looked good this morning. So let's just, go through that right there and just go to the last 30 days. And this is the reason why I did it. 13th, right there. All right. Here's the last 30 days. Take a good look and see if you see what I see. 30 days ago, we're here. We shoot up, it drops down. Shoots up, it drops down. What do you think it's going to do now? Now, it's not guaranteed, but look at it. It looks up, down, up, down. Next thing, it should be going up. Doesn't mean it's going to, but it should. But here's the thing. I like Kohls. I wouldn't mind owning Kohls at $15.50. So I bought some this morning. Okay, so let's do one. 1550s. Changing this to covered. Okay, the 1550s right there. One contract, so you know what one contract is. Now, I bought a little bit more than one contract, and it'd be, inappropriate for me to tell you. But here we go. Here's the order. This is what it sounds like. Buy one covered call of Kohls. 100s, that's the weeklies. 17 October, that's this coming Friday. 1550 is my exit price. Well, I bought it for 1553. Now I want to sell it at 1550. Did you hear that? I'm buying it at 1553, and I'm selling it at 1550. Does that make sense? Hold on. Uh-oh. Gotta prove I'm human. Every once in a while, they get these little puzzle pieces I gotta move to prove I'm human. There we go. All right. So that being said, the 1550 call strike against the stock at the market, blah, blah, blah. Here's the profit, $53. It's a $1,400 trade. That's it. Well, let's find out what the rate of return is. Okay, for that, calculator, 53.50 is the profit. Okay, see right here? Max profit, 53.50. Okay, cost of trade, including commissions and fees, $14.97. So let's do the math and see what kind of rate of return for 1 week I can look forward to getting this week. 53.50 divided by 14.97, grand total of 3.5%. Well, think about it. 3.5% for 1 week. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to be watching this all week. And on Thursday or Friday, I will think about rolling it into next week. What does that mean? That means I buy back whatever I sold and I sell next week's, and I get another premium or another commission or another check coming in. So I make 3% this week. Next week, I might make another 3. I don't know. We'll find out when Thursday or Friday comes. Okay, because Monday and Tuesday, I usually do all my buying. Okay, Wednesday, Thursday, I usually just look and see what's happening, just so I can know what's going on. Okay, it's like if you have let's call it a, if you have like a vegetable garden, well, you should go out every day and check, make sure that nothing's eating your plants, and make sure it's well watered and well fed. It's like anything in life. If you keep at it, if you keep looking at it, if you pay attention to it, well, maybe it will work out. And what am I looking for? 3.5% for 1 week. That's what I'm looking for. Great. If I do that every single week, that's crazy. That's over 150% by the end of the year. I can live with that. I can. All right. Next. Okay. Hopefully that answered your question there, Miss Lisa. All right. There we go. All right. So over here, Jameson, let's look at yours. Now, Jameson, I'm going to write these down and see if you're right. $1,000 for those 3 positions. Well, let's find out. Jameson wants to do SMCI, Hood, and Oracle. All right. Now I'm going to make the assumption that you jumped in this morning, and we'll just use those numbers there. Okay, first and foremost, SMCI. Now, I would never do SMCI because I just don't like it. And hell no, I wouldn't have done it this week. But that's just me. Okay? So he did 2. All right. Well, here we go. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Now it's coming down. I don't know. Did you look at that, Jameson? Top is right there. Now she's heading down. Well, let's zoom in a little bit closer. I don't know, Jameson. Okay? Your high. You got your low, where it was, where it is. Look at this. Up, down, down. And it's currently at 54.75. Hasn't moved very much. So let's do the 55s, which are going for 170. Interesting. 170 on the 55s. Okay. Well, now you did 3 of them. So let's find out. All right, the 55s are right there. All right, let's do this. 55. There we go. Now you said you did 3. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Here we go. You ready? All right, Jameson, here we go. Buy 3 covered calls, SMCI 100. That's the weeklies. 17 October 25. That's this coming Friday. That's when this option expires. He said he wanted to do it this week. The $55 call option against SMCI. Look at the profit, $426. He made $426 just on this one trade. Okay, and he dished out $16.75. Okay, so let's check out the math. 426 divided by 16,075, grand total of 2.6%. Cool beans. All right, so 426, I'm writing that down. Okay, next. Oh, it's giving me an upset stomach eating that thing. All right. Next was Oracle. He did 1 Oracle. ORCL. Interesting. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Okay. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Now she's going up. Well, that looks good. All right, this morning, what did she open up at this morning? 298. So more than likely he would have done the 300s. That's going to be kind of tough to judge that one because, holy cow. All right, it's at 308. All right, well, let's just do it at 308. All right, because, you know, the numbers are what they are. Last 30 days. Here we go. Now that one looks pretty good. Look at this. Okay, where we are right here. Shoots up, pulls back. Shoots up, pulls back. Up, down, and up right here. Nice position right there. Here's the bottom here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 days to the upside. Well, that looks pretty damn good. I'm gonna write that one down. ORCL. All right, so ORCL. All right. So the 308s. So we're gonna look at the 307.50s. That's the closest. All right, covered call, 307.50s right there. And let's do, he just wanted to do one. Okay, so just one. Market, there we go. And here we have it. Holy shnikey. Jameson, you see that number? 1,032 just for that one position. 1,032. So let's put that one down. What was it, 1,032? Okay. And what did it cost you? It cost you $29,718. All right. All right. Calculator. Here we go. 1,032 divided by 29,718 comes a grand total of 3.4. That's freaking awesome, dude. All right. Last but not least, let's look at number 3. He did, oh, wait a second. He did 2 on SMCI. I wrote him down for 3. Damn it. All right. So 3 on Hood. I got to change this for a second because I did the wrong number on, which was that? SMCI. SMCI. All right. We said the 55s. The 55s right there. Just 2 of them. I'm going to double check my numbers. 2. Okay, right there, and 290. All right, so I was incorrect. So he walked away with 290 from SMCI. 290. Okay. It's okay because the one he just did, Oracle, that really put him up over. All right, next. Hood, 3. All right, let's do 3 on Hood. Hood, H-O-O-D. Hell no, I wouldn't have done these either. But hey, that's okay. Now, the reason why I say I wouldn't do it, I don't buy anything at the high. Look at that. Your bottom's here, $30, shoots up to 150. From 30 to 150. Of course, there's going to be profit taking. All right. Okay. High, low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, down, up. That's it. Well, let's find out. Last 30 days, right there. All right. So, not quite sure I agree with you, Jameson, but look, 30 days ago, here we are right here, the 30-day bottom. Shoots up, pulls back. Shoots up, pulls back. Shoots up, pulls back. That's what it looks like. It goes from here, 115 to 155. That's $40. $40 on a 115, that's 23, 24%, something like that. That's a big jump from here to here. 24%, yeah, profit taken. Know what that means? That means this baby's going to drop. Well, let's find out what you did. It's at 140.68. So the 141s are going for $395. And you did 3 of them. Nice. Well, let's find out. Okay, let's get rid of this. Let's change this. Covered stock. The 141s right there because they are the closest. Okay. Okay. 141.15. Look at this. 140.68. Closest ones could be the 141 right there. Well, let's find out. Okay, just 3 of them. Okay, and market. There we go. And here's Johnny. Okay, by 1. No, wait a minute. No. He said 3. Holy cow. All right, let's edit this. He did say 3. Okay. Confirm and send. That looks, holy shit. And you only were looking for $1,000? Dude, your math is all wrong. By 3 covered calls of Hood. Hood. 17 October. That's this Friday. The 141 call option against Hood at the market. Your profit on 3 is $1,260. Now you dished out 41 grand for this. So let's see what your rate of return is. Calculator. 1260 divided by $41,041 gives me a grand total of 3.07%. So you did 3 trades. Each one got over 3%. And this one got you 1260. So let's do that quick little math. 1260, 1433, and 290. Okay. That's 3, 9, 9 is 18. All right, 3, 5, and 3. All right, wait, 3, that's 7, 8, 9, 9. 2983, dude. 2,983 for those 3 positions. You're looking for a $1,000 a week. No. Okay, clear. Your first trade, okay, was 390. No, wait a minute. It was 290. Okay, so 290. The second trade was 1433 plus 1433 and then 1433. And the one we just did now was 1260. There you go, dude. 2983. Not 1,000. That's 2983 if you did it right. Okay, now 2 of those I wouldn't have done. But that's okay. You don't buy these things if nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? All right, so that's those. All right, let's keep on keeping on. So Jameson looks pretty good. Do you check X morning? Yes, I do. How can we join? All right, where it said, it's just me. Okay, we said that. No. Will Trump manipulate the market for his cronies? Brandon, I don't see why you dislike the man. Okay, is he doing what he was hired to do? He was hired to do a specific job. Is he doing it or is he not? I'm out looking for another master trader. All righty then. Do you sell any products? Of course I do. Santiago, I'm not going to try to sell anything. Okay, now everything I sell, it's in the bio. So go to the bio, go there. I promise I don't try to sell anything on my nightly shows. I don't. I'm just here to share information. We're all adults. We know how it works. You want to buy something? Go to the store and buy something there. I've written 14 books. I got the home study course. I got all that kind of crap. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Okay, if you want to do anything more, then yeah, go to the store and buy it. I'm just here to learn. All right, let's keep on going. Yes, Chris, I do. I'm well aware of Mara. Thank you. So what are you doing if it drops, doesn't pay a dividend? Absolutely, Chris. That's why I like dividend stocks only. Now, the gentleman over here, we were looking at his. I forget his name already. Isn't that terrible? I forget. I was just talking to him 2 seconds ago. I forget his name already. I only do dividend stocks, me personally, because that way, if the stock drops, at least I'm getting the dividends. And I'm still writing covered calls as it does drop. Thomas, BMNR. Now, why does that sound familiar? BMNR. Didn't we look at that one a while ago? BMNR. Hell no. Thomas, weren't you listening? JARF. Okay, JARF, what delta do I look for? Okay, JARF, you missed the point where this was explained for a 9-year-old. Okay, did nothing at all to do with the Greeks. Okay, you want to talk about Greeks? We might as well tell about the Fibonacci retracement. What about the MACD? What about the RSI? Okay, there's a lot of stuff I could tell my 9-year-old, but no, I don't. It either makes sense or it doesn't. Daisy wants to take a look at WWR. Hell no. Okay, weren't you listening? I don't do stocks that are a buck. No. I don't do stocks that are monthly options. No. KB, thank you very much. Other shades are better. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, the prescription lenses, they're only like 12 bucks. I said, why not? I can go for an extra pair. It's always nice to have an extra pair laying around because you never know when you're going to need them. All right. Easy Money froze. Okay. Now, I don't know why you say, is he going to manipulate the markets for his cronies? It doesn't work that way. Tommy, yes. Antonio, how you doing? Hello. How's it going? Foo-foo. Absolutely lovely. Bone. Nickel Picker, back again. Take a look at BYND. If you could, cash secured put. I never heard of this company, and I'm always hesitant when somebody asks me to take a look at something I've never seen before. BYND. Hell no. It's going for $1. What makes you think, Nickel, what makes you think this company has 20 years of profits? 20 years of profits. Why would I buy something that's not profitable? No, I'm not even going to bother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, Soundhound. Jake wants to look at Soundhound. S-O-U-N. Okay, Jake, explain to me, if you will, if the company is like $3 last year, now it's 19. Does this thing have 20 years of profits? No, it does not. So, no. All right, how do you start investing? It's just simple. You just pick up a phone or you go on the computer and you sign up and do some learning. Okay, go to YouTube. How do I start investing? Well, number one, you have to make up your mind first, because it's a new psychology. You get think differently. It's a new language. Okay, you're gonna learn stuff you've never heard of before, and you have to get used to that. Oh, Bear in a Foxhole. Told you, fellas. I don't know. What did he tell us? I have no idea what he's saying. Jay, if you're selling euros against the GB, I'm not even doing that. Okay, what are you using to stream online separate channels? OBS. Do you hold any Bitcoin? No, why would I? ULTY looks like a rock falling off a cliff. Yeah, Luke, we'll also take a look at how consistently profitable are they. How were they last year, the year before, 10 years ago? Oh, wait a minute, we weren't here 10 years ago. Yeah, no, I don't like ULTY. Hasn't been around long enough. And the numbers don't even look that good. All right, let's keep on going. If you were making 1% a week for 15 plus years, why aren't you worth over 55 million by now? Demand! Thank you very, very much. I always love it when people tell me how to live my life and how to spend my money. You're under the impression that my money doubled every 2 years. 50% a year, well, you figure it's doubling. Well, what about my living expenses? And however much money you think I have, I don't. That 50% I make a year, well, I use that to pay my bills. Okay? So you can take whatever money you got, spend it however you like, and eventually it will be gone unless you have a way to multiply it. Great, so I have a way to multiply it. Wonderful. It multiplies at 50% a year. Well, that 50% a year, that covers my, takes care of me, my kids, my mortgages, my insurance, my car, all that kind of nice, and the traveling I like to do. Where do you think that, no, I love it when people tell me how I should spend my money. I do. That's a serious question. Why aren't you worth 50 million? Because I don't want to be worth 50 million. Okay? And where do you think I started? What do you actually think I started with? Okay, 20 someone, like 30 someone years ago, I started with 12,000 bucks. And you do know what 50% of 12,000 bucks is? It's 6,000. And if you live here in Florida and the rent is $1,400 a month, well, $1,400 a month multiplied by 12, that $12,000, that $6,000 doesn't cover that. So where did the rest of the money go? So, don't start telling me what I should do and what I shouldn't do, what I should be worth, when I shouldn't be worth. I'm perfectly comfortable right where I am. WWR, we looked at that, was a no. Other shades were better, thank you. Melanie, thank you. Tennis, clock it. I have no idea what clock it means. DTN. Invest money you not happy to lose. Okay, don't invest money you're not happy to lose. Okay, tennis, fine. I'm going to disagree with you because all the money that I have, see, my trading account has a credit card and a checking account attached to it. So I make my money on Mondays and Tuesdays, and then I pay my bills. Can we look at BX? Antoine, give me a second. We'll take a look at that in a little bit. UAMY. What the hell is that? UAMY. We already looked at that one. That was a no earlier, and it's still a no. Anything that was $1 last year, there's no possible way it can be worth. No possible way it can have 20 years of profits. And if you do have 20 years of profits on a $1 stock, yeah. Next. Jay, you plainly ignoring it. What am I ignoring, Jay? MetaMan wants to take a look at British Petroleum. Interesting. I'm going to say no to British Petroleum this week. Here's the reason why. Here's the reason why. Here's the high. She drops back up and back down again. So she only has one day right here. Okay, here's the bottom right there. New 30-day bottom. 30-day high, 30-day bottom. Now she's going up. Great. One day. So BP, I'll put down for later on, like next week. But not this week. Okay, what else do we have? Jan, Mark, Ryan, Ramir. Good evening. Holy cow, I got 99 messages here. Jeff Mattingly, how are you doing? Solomon, the dropout investor. If you didn't want, wasn't that, don't get into trade. Oh, thank you there, Tennis. Time Traveler, how are you today? Camo, thank you for sharing your knowledge. Thank you, you're welcome. The voice of wisdom, woohoo! Can you please look at WWR? What the heck is WWR? WWR. Westwater, hell no. Because see, who came up with that one? Daisy. Daisy, take a look at this thing. 40 cents last December. How can this thing possibly have 20 years of profits? 20 years of profits. That's one. And then October, November, February, May, those are months. Okay, there's only 12 months in a year, which means if I'm making 1 to 2% with each trade, multiply that by 12, that's 12 to 24% a year. Why the hell would I want 12 to 24% a year when I can do it once a week? 1%, 2% per trade, that's 50 to 100% per year. So why the hell? No, nope, I don't do monthlies. The numbers are horrible. Horrible, I tell you. Dennis, retirement at 61. No, Dennis, I retired at 59 2 years ago. All right, I'm going to bust out the chair because there's a lot of questions here. Bust out the chair and get comfortable. All right, thank you, Dennis. And we still have 99 questions. The voice of wisdom, please check my question. My question. I don't see a question here, my voice of wisdom. How far back do you want me to go? I don't see one. Sorry, dude, I just don't see one. Okay, retirement 61. Please check my question. Salomon, thank you. What if the stock tanks? How do you recover? I always love that question because not a single stock I have ever seen didn't tank at one point or another. They all do. They go up, they go down. That's it. That's all they do. WHR, isn't that Whirlpool, WHR? WHR, isn't that a monthly? It is a monthly. So who came up with that? Gurdeep Nat. Okay. Don't like having to be forced to own 100 shares to do strategy. Okay. Thank you for your input. What other questions? Thank you. Okay, got that one, got that one, get that one, get that one. Okay, JWH doesn't like doing covered calls, so why are you here? Please check the answer to my question. Voice of wisdom. I scrolled back and I couldn't find any questions you had. Okay, sorry. Now, don't stock drop after dividends paid. Brand, you're absolutely 100% correct. Whoever said I was looking to get the dividend? I'm not looking for the dividend. I'm looking to get out before the dividend is paid. There is no way to make 52% a year. Made in Cali, how are you today? I just love negative people. I do. I do now. Yes, I do. Okay, we're going to do this for Cali because he's having issues. All right. Where was it? Uh-oh, Cali just disappeared. Oh, right there. Made in Cali. There is no way making 52% a year would own half the world. Why does everybody automatically assume because you make 50% a year, you're automatically going to be a dick? Okay, why would you assume that? Okay, so do you see what it says here? Weekly trades 2025. Now I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning of the year just to satisfy your curiosity, okay? 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Okay, so made in Cali, just for you. Are you ready for this? Get my chair out of the way. Get out of the way of the chairs. Okay. All right, so made in Cali. You cannot do 52% a year. Okay. See right here? This is account number 1. This is account number 2. This is account number 3. Okay? Account number 3, the start of the year, the beginning of the year, 114,000. Okay, it's this number right there. Okay, account number 2, 143. Okay, this is account number 2. Okay, 2, 3, 1. Account number 1, 152. There's 152 in here. Okay. Now, let's click on one of these little red tabs. One of those little red tabs is every single trade for that week. Timestamp right here. Okay. 1/2/25, that's January 2nd, 2025. 1/3/25, that's January 3rd, 2025. Okay, that's the timestamp. This is what the trading strategy. This is how many contracts. This is the stock. Walgreens, Riot, Riley, U.S. Steel, Kohl's, Foot Locker, CVS, Riley, Riot, Halliburton, Riot. Okay, here's the call options. This is the profits right there. You want to add them up? Well, let's go real quick. Oh, look at this. 50 contracts at 12 cents. That's $600. That one trade right there, $600. You can add them all up if you like, but just to save you the time, okay, all those trades right here came to a grand total of 4,839. If you do some simple math, Mr. California, that's 4.23%. That's week number 1, account number 3. Week number 1, account number 2, right here. 2,634, 1.82%, in case you're wondering. And then account number 1, right here, 9,341 for 1 week. That, my friend, is 6.19%. Now, we can do this all night long, but week 1, quarter 1, December 30th to January 3rd. Week number 2, January 6th to January 10th. Account 3, 1.89. Account 2, 1.72. Account 1, 2.33. Okay, week number 3, January 13th to January 17th. 1.87, account 3, account 2, 3.65, account 1, 4.87. Now, I can do this all day long and show you each and every single one of these. Now, as of this year so far, I got over 1,500 trades and I've lost 4 times. Okay, let's click right, just for the fun of it, right here. Okay, what do we got? Advanced Auto Parts, Macy's, U.S. Steel, Delta Airlines, Alcoa. Halliburton, Foot Locker, Advanced Auto Parts, Halliburton, Riot, U.S. Steel. Where are we? We are week number 15, second quarter, second week, April 7th to April 11th. 1.86, 3.36, 2.76. I just love it when people say you can't do something before they even look at the data, before you even look at the facts. You don't have to believe me. I really don't care. Really, I don't. But those are the numbers. You don't like them? Ain't my problem. But yeah, I do make over 1% every single week. Not really. Wait a minute. I think 3 or 4 weeks I missed 1%. I think I got 0.9 on 1 week, 0.8 on another week. Oh, big deal. All right, so anyway. Would own half the world? Yeah, whatever. Demand. Do you have the list of 300 stocks to meet your criteria so we can research it beforehand? Absolutely. Are you ready? List number 1. Dividend Kings. 54 companies that have increased their profits for 5 decades. List number 2, Dividend Aristocrats. 67 companies that have increased their profits for 25 years. List number 3, Dividend Champions. 150 companies that have consistently increased their profits for 25 years. Yeah, I know the Dividend King, the Dividend Aristocrats and the Dividend Champions, 25 years. Yeah, but here's the thing. The aristocrats, they're pretty freaking picky. Yeah, so some of the champions, even though they have 25 years, they don't make that list. It has something to do with the market cap and shares and float, something like that. List number 4, Dividend Contenders. 10 to 24 years of dividend increases consistently. There's over 300 of them. And then just for the fun of it, we're going to look at Warren Buffett's list. You know, because we all know who Warren Buffett is. And no, I don't know if Warren Buffett's all his picks have dividends. I don't know. But anyway, if it's good enough for Warren, it's good enough for me. So there's your 5 lists right there. That'll give you over 300 companies that are consistently profitable. There you go. Is tech market in correction territory? I have no idea what that means. Oh, the tech market. I don't know. I take all the stocks that I like and I put them together by calendar when they actually pay their dividend, because that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the run-up coming into the dividend just before the EX date. Now, doesn't stocks drop after the dividend brand? Yeah, they do. How many years left? How many years left? I'd like to think at least 35, because I'm 61 now, 35 years, that would be making me 96. Demand, example, aristocrats, Google aristocrat stocks. Yep, how many years left? Okay. Get well soon. Thank you, Dev. Always buy Mera. Okay, got that one. Bam! You already talked about NBIS. What the heck is NBIS? I have no idea. NBIS. Nebius Group? Why is it I've never heard of this company? Well, let's check it out. Well, before we do that, I want to go to Yahoo Finance and see how many years has this thing increased its profits. Yahoo Finance. Now, if you're going to be a serious investor, you really do need to have access to some financial website to give you the detailed information that you can't get from your trading platform. Trading platforms don't have everything. Okay, so I want to look at historical data. That's this right here. Historical data, okay, on NBIS. So let's wait for it to open up. Okay, NBIS. Now, what I'm looking at for NBIS, here it is right here. Nubius Group NV, NBIS. It's $135. Okay, fine. What I'm looking for is this right here. Historical prices. Now, I don't want to look at the prices. I want to look at the dividends. Because if a dividend is a portion of the company's profits, I want to see how often this thing has increased its profitability. Well, gander at this. There are no dividends in the selected time period. So my question would be, why would you show up to a dividend investing platform or show, whatever you want to call it? Okay, the name is Dividend Stock Talk. The word dividend is right in the title. So why would you come here and ask about a stock that doesn't have any dividends? That makes no sense, and that's why I've never heard of NBIS. Because if the stock drops, what am I getting? I'm getting nothing. At least with a dividend stock company, specifically one that increases its profits every year. If the stock drops, well, at least I'm getting a higher dividend every year. Think about it. Coca-Cola has been in business for 140 years. They've been on a Dividend Kings list for decades. If they miss one dividend payment or reduce that payment, they get kicked off that list. Now, I'm sure they pretty much don't care because, what's another 50 years to a company that's 140 years old? Think about it. If you miss a dividend payment, if you decrease your payment, you get kicked off that list. Now, it probably doesn't mean anything to you, but for people like me who rely on companies that are consistently profitable for the income that we need to live comfortably, because we know we can't rely on the government and Social Security. I saw what my Social Security check is going to look like. I'll be lucky if that thing pays my electric bill and my phone bill. That's it. Where's the rest of the money going to come from? It's going to come from my investments. And that's something I have to do. Because whether you agree or not, whether you like it or not, there is no other choice. You either do it yourself, take accountability of your own money, learn, or give it to someone else to do for you. Now, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. There are a lot of people out there willing to trade your money for you, invest your money for you, as long as they get a slice of the pie. Well, I'm no different. I get a slice of the pie from a bunch of people because they want me to trade their money for. Fine, great. I don't have a problem with that. I'm limited in how many I can do, so I'm a little picky on who I can do. All right, so that being said, NBIS, no. No dividends. Why would I look at a stock that has no dividends? For me personally. But anyway, he likes it, so whatever the reason being. But here's the thing. Me personally, I would never buy at the high of the year. It just doesn't make any sense. Just think about it. You make most of your money in the stock market buying low, selling high. Not buying high and then waiting for it to go higher. That doesn't make any sense. Brian Butler, Stock Money, how are you today? Martin Flannery, how are you doing? Robbie Love, Pacific Bioscience. All right, Alicio, you got to tell me what the ticker symbol is because I've never heard of that company. And Low Key, what's MIRA? M-I-R-A. I have no idea what that is. American Anatomy, we already looked at that one. Hell no. Autonomy and wait a minute. Antimony. Okay, whatever, no. Can you spell the stock symbol for US? Reborn, USAR. What the hell is that? USAR. Oh, USA Rare Earth. This is the part where I say hell no. Because they don't have dividends either. Let's keep on keeping on. What do we got? Hanson, how are you today? Obnoxious. All right, yeah. All right, Sam, Abney, Kevin, what's going on? Ann, Nay, how you doing, Ann, Nay? Fufu, what's the stock? Sorry, you're late. That's AT&T. Oh, Antoine wants to take a look at BX. Isn't that Baxter or Blackstone? Blackstone. All right, we're waiting for the data for Blackstone. Where is it? Waiting for data. Anyway, let's take a look. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, down, up, down. Nah, I don't know. It's dropping from 190 down to 155. That's a big drop, and it still doesn't have the data up there. Just piddling. What does that say? Oh. There, the program appears to be performing slowly, blah, blah, blah. Continue. All right, whatever. Oh, that was a good one. I love a good sneeze. Whew, give me goosebumps. Anyway, let's keep on keeping on. Melanie, we already did Kohl's earlier. What stocks are you late? Okay, Fufu, we're looking at TBK, which is Blackstone. Randy Johnson, how you doing? Best cost deals. Greg, how you doing? Joanna, how are you? Andy, thank you for that, Andy. Manny, thank you. S&P 500 Dividend Aristocrat stocks. There you go. NBIS is big time stock these days. Bullish on NBIS. All right, Mike, you have fun with that. I'm saying no, it has no dividends. Why would I do it? Just piddling the concept is ideal for you in that case. Okay, Dividend King stocks. Thank you there, Dave. Hedge all trades by buying gold and silver. Thank me later. Okay, Samuel, I'm going to disagree with you only because, Samuel, I have some gold and I have some silver. I have not yet got any dividends or any premiums or any cash flow from my gold and my silver. Okay, so I could take all my money, dump it in gold and silver, then I'm going to have to go get a job to pay my bills. Yeah, gold and silver doesn't work for me. It's a store of energy. It's a storage. That's kind of like this cup is a storage for my tea. That's all it is. It doesn't give me an income. Gold and silver doesn't give an income. That's what I said earlier. I'm looking for consistent income. Gold and silver ain't going to give it to me, so I'm going to disagree with you. All right. Friday night market got whacked. Okay. Why is everything mirrored? Because YouTube doesn't have a way to mirror the image. That's it. The other screens look normal. It's just YouTube and Twitter. YouTube and Twitter are backwards. Let's keep on going. Kohl's we looked at. All right, we looked at Kohl's. What do we have here? Is your chart show daily per candle? Yep. Accountant, how are you today? Adrian, what software are you using on the screen? Adrian, it's not software, it's a trading platform. Okay, so whether you use E-Trade, Robinhood, Webull, Acorn, whatever trading platform you use, this is just a trading platform. That's all this is. It's called Think or Swim, and it's through Charles Schwab. Iceman, what's going on? Santiago, ¿qué pasa, amigo? Tyler, I bought NVIDIA for $1. How I'm coming? Well, good for you. Tati Elmida, good evening. Jameson Whiskey, I missed your first over. I have no idea what that means, Jameson. New Jersey, UNH has earnings in 2 weeks. Well, let's take a look at it. UNH, isn't that United Health Group? This one's a little uncomfortable for me. The only reason I say it's uncomfortable for me is check this out. This thing's like $650 a year ago, and then dropped down to $240. from 650 to 240. Now, I don't do stocks over 300 bucks because it's just uncomfortable for me. Sorry. But here you go. Here's the bottom here. Now she's shooting up. What's going on there? The 358. A year ago, we're at 607. We topped out at 640. We bottomed out the beginning of August at 230. Now from the bottom, okay, you got your high, you got your low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at this. It goes up, down, up, down, up, down. So the top was just a couple of days ago. Now it's coming back down again. Why would I jump into it now? It just doesn't make sense. Okay, so she goes from 230, jumps up to 380. Now she's coming down. If you really like it, just give it some time. After she retraces, then jump in, take the next ride up. Take the elevator to the upside. Eric, COP, ConocoPhillips. Interesting. Interesting. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, down. What's going on here? 88, 78. Find the bottom there. Here's your top. Now she's bottom. Now she looks like she might be coming up. Don't know. Well, let's take a gander. Ooh, it's 10:44. We got 15 minutes. Okay, the last 30 days. What do you think? High, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Sideways, up, down. What's going on here? Could it be turning around here? I don't know. I like 3 days to the upside. We got one right there. Okay, so let's just answer some questions. And we're going to do this all again tomorrow. All righty. Eric, COP, good. Can you look at GLTO? What the hell is GLTO? GLTO. Galecto Inc. Hell no. Who came up with that one? Sebastian, when I say 20 years of profitability, 20 years, and it's got to have dividends and weekly options. Okay, that doesn't have it at all. JQ, how you doing? Jameson Whiskey, I'm not covered call. I'm cashed secured put. Oh. Two of them made sense for cash secured put. The other one didn't. But still, it looked interesting. You didn't say you did a cash secured put on those three positions, but all righty. What software are you using? Adrian, it's not software. It's called Think or Swim. It's a trading platform through Charles Schwab. CryptoFies, how are you doing? And Corbin James, Nickel Picker, can you look at BYND? We already did. It said hell no. The cash secured put was crazy today. Well, good. I already looked at BYND. It was no. Moses Romero, how are you today? Charlie, how you doing, Charlie? Broken Panda. All right, Broken Panda, thank you for that. DLS Underground, OKLO, we looked at it last night. It was a hell no last night. Can you show how you calculated if you'll be early assigned on an EX dividend date because of the dividend yield? No. The reason I say that, foo-foo, is because when you buy a stock, you own it. When you sell a covered call, you're basically selling somebody the rights to buy it from you at a certain price by a certain date. Okay, so whenever the EX date is, of the dividend yield, okay, that's got nothing to do with who's on the other end of the equation. Because no matter how you look at it, there's always possibility of four people being on the dance floor. There's you, because you're the one doing the trade. There's the market maker, because he's the only one you can buy and sell from, or sell to. And then the third person could be either, okay, third person could be either an option buyer who's not looking to buy the stock at all. He just wants the option premium to move around. double, triple his profits. And then the fourth person, well, that could be the stock buyer looking to buy the stock at a discount. That's the only person that I'm concerned about. Is he going to take my stock away? And then you want to try to figure out why people do what they do based on numbers? Oh, I can't answer that question. That's just a weird one. Bella DiCaprio. How you doing, Miss DiCaprio? Having a good day? AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. AMD. Ooh. Okay, definitely interesting, but I'd definitely stay away from this thing because it already had that big gap up. Look at this right here. Gap ups like that have a tendency to fill. What does that mean? Okay, here's your bottom here. She shoots up after this big gap. This baby's going to drop down back eventually. Top's here. What do you think is going to happen next? It was here at 150. Now it jumped up $90. So the bottom of the 30 days right there at 150. Now she jumped up to 240. That's a $90 increase. That's over 40%. Think about it. From the bottom here, jumps up to here, that's over a 40% increase. That baby's coming down because of profit taking. Because it ain't a profit until someone takes it. Okay, what else do we have? But wouldn't your fees for selling be more than what you earned if you're selling it so quickly? Absolutely not. Okay, so MetaMan, you're relatively new because I'm good with names and I'm pretty good with knowing who shows up and when. Mike B, Meta trades through the LIC tax-free, I think. Pretty nice setup if you have the money. Absolutely right. I'm going to agree with you. The brokerage fees are included in the calculations. Absolutely. Yeah, you need the LLC then. Thanks, Mike. I'm glad you got new glasses. Thanks, Dev. Okay. Freighter. The real keeper. Watch SPY today. Oh, hell no. I don't do SPY. Learn the algos. He is the best floor teacher. Yeah. Mara is the #1 stock. Okay, thank you, Antoine. Nice to see you again, Mr. Antoine. That was the advice I needed. Thank you. Okay. Trader, the real keeper. Okay, SPY day trading. Eric is a beast. Thank me later, people. Yeah, I'm going to say no. I tried contacting you for a quick call to get started. How can I connect with you through the EMR? What's the EMR? I have no idea what that is. EMR. You could. Now, you're on YouTube. All right? You ready? You're on YouTube. My phone number is actually on YouTube. You can just send me a text. Or you can go to wherever the bio is in that little envelope. You can send me an email. Mikey B, how are you? So the method here is to own 100 shares and sell a covered call. Absolutely. All right, what do we have here? What do we have here? Okay, Carly, BEN, that's Ben Franklin. That's a monthly. That's a no. AMD is a no, actually. All right. Carson, what does the weekly ROI part say? The camera cut it off. I don't know which one we're talking about. Adrian, what software are you using? Oh, Adrian, this here, this is Think or Swim. It's not software, it's actually a trading platform. Justice, Chinese car company. No, sorry, it's the US stocks. What software are we using? We already did that one. Cisco, it's been a while. Let's take a look. Hey, Denaleden, what's happening? CSCO. Ooh, we got 8 minutes left. All right, I'm going to say no only because, don't get me wrong, I like Cisco, I do. But we got 3 days to the downside. Look, the top is right there. That's a 30-day high. 1, 2, 3, 3 days down. Why? If you're going to like why not just wait till it finds a new bottom and turns around? Why do you want to drop? Why do you want to buy it while it's falling? Ooh, Heidi wants to take a look at Altria. Love Altria. Nope. Wasn't that quick, Heidi? Look. Okay, it goes up, it comes down. It goes up, now it's coming back down again. Just wait. Don't get me wrong, I love L-Trigger, I do. Just wait. Okay, DLS Underground, OKLO. We looked at it earlier, it was a no earlier. Blaze with Carlos. We looked at UNH a little while ago, Carlos. Holy cow, I still have 99 messages? I got 7 minutes. I'm not going to be able to go through all of them. Oh, Brand Darley Shop, how are you? Street Money. Foo Carson, I think it says 1%. Symbiotic. Antonio, you got to tell me what that means. Why dividends? Carson, why dividends? A dividend is a portion of the company's profits. Why not? Think about it, Carson. All right, you get two choices. A company that takes all the profits, put it back in, and they go, and the stock goes up. That's called a capital appreciation. Or dividends, which is a cash flow. Well, I'm at the point in my life where I need cash flow. That's why dividends. Maryland Marek, MD Marek, PSEC, PSEC. No, it's a monthly. Okay, to Gaffwill, I've been investing with Procter & Gamble for a couple of years. What's your take? It's currently the 52-week low. I love Procter & Gamble. It's been around for over 100 years, okay? TGAF will, okay? Keep your eye on it. The bottom's going to show up any day now. Just keep watching it. Artie Ho, how are you doing, Artie? Artie, I know absolutely nothing about you. I cannot give you advice on that. Good night, folks. See you in the morning. KJ, see you in the morning. Adrian, Rivian has not been around long enough. Okay, doesn't have 20 years of profits. Lizzie, Bank of America, BAC. Okay, she shoots up. Here's the high here. She comes down. 1 day to the upside. I like 3 days to the upside. Okay, 2 to the upside. We got 1 here. Let's zoom in a little closer. Okay, here's your high right there. Now she's dropping. Here's the bottom. Friday. Today is 1 day to the upside. I like that. But I won 2. So maybe tomorrow. PSEC, we said no. The accountant. Can we look at Boeing? BA. Same thing. Boeing's the same thing as Bank of America. You get top way over there. Here's your profit taking. Shoots up again. More profit taking. Back up, back down, back up. Here we are right here. New bottom right there. Okay. She shoots up. Here's the top. Now here's the bottom right there. 1 day to the upside. That means I want 2 days to the upside. On the third day might be yes. ASML. ASML. No. No, 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 no. Okay. Here's your high right here. She drops right there. Here's 1 day to the upside. You got a gap up here. That filled. A gap down here. A gap here. Now she's going to fill and go up. And the $1,000? Hell no. Who came out with that one? ONDS. What the heck is ONDS? Hell no. That's what that is. Okay. Got your top here. She's down. Now she's up. Why would I buy at the high of the year? Can we look at ASML? I think it's a good morning. Yeah. No. ASML is what? $1,000 stock. What makes you think I can afford a $1,000 stock? And you got to buy 100 of them? That's $100,000 for one position? Yeah. No, thank you. What's my thoughts on STEM? STEM. No, I don't do monthlies. Who came up with that one? Coffee is key. October, November, January, April. No, I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work. Sweet Dan, what's going on? Uh-oh, why isn't this one charging? This one's not charging. No, not charging. That's the one I use all the time. It's got to charge. There we go. That's working. Okay, what do we have here? I've tried contact. You got that one already. So the method is absolutely, when he says he's only concerned about the 1%, he got thousands of dollars. in his portfolio. Oh, Mike B, 1 to 2% weekly consistently. I'm assuming off of $100. Yeah, thank you there, Mike. Roscoe, why are you trying to teach people how to trade options? Why not? How else should I spend my time? I love it when people tell me how I should spend my time. It's my time. Shouldn't I be able to spend it the way I want? Roscoe, not just opinions, more detailed than that. Thank you there, Mikey B. David Wade, I'm not capable of trading. I'm old. I have no computer skills. And you can't hire someone to trade the way he does. Actually, you can. My investor has put my money in stocks and bonds. He doesn't have to bother with it. Okay. But David Wade, I'm almost going to guarantee that whoever you have your money with is not giving you over 30 or 40% per year. And if you don't need 30 or 40% per year, then why are you here? Oh, check a look. AJ, stock scammer. I'm kind of curious. What, in your humble opinion, constitutes a stock scammer? Wouldn't that be someone trying to sell you something? I'm not trying to sell anything. Hood, long calls, cyber surfing, cool beans. They concern prediction markets. How's your portfolio? Lovely. Mikey Fun TV. Have you ever considered mirroring? Absolutely. Cyber surfing. I'm even on 2027 in the money calls. Wow. You went that far out? Put all my eggs in one basket. Believe prediction market rollout will take more profits from the company than anything else. Okay. MetaMan, how can we make these trades if we don't have an LLC? We don't pay tax. Is there another way that we can do it considering that we have to pay taxes and fees, or we can make money? MetaMan, that's an interesting question. Your best bet is talk to a tax strategist or a tax planner if you want to, avoid paying taxes. Now, we're at 11 o'clock. I'm going to call it a day only because my throat is actually feeling not so bad. I guess this stuff is actually not that bad. So let me take another one and go to bed. So I am sorry for all you guys. I didn't get to your questions. I do try to get to all of them, but there's no way I'm going to be able to do all these questions. Okay. Broken Panda, making 1% a week with 300,000 is a lot if you think about it. Well, yeah. New Jersey, I have made over 1% per week. Thanks, God. Bled. Okay, Sweet Den, yes, it's real. 1% a week, over 50% a year. Sweet Den's doing good too. A lot of you guys are. I mean, I said if I made 100% a week, that would sound like BS. Yeah, I don't make 100% a week. This is not real. Okay, JL, thank you. Why would you say that? Okay, how are you doing? I'm doing fine. Not real. Okay, I'm selling ONDS tomorrow morning. Okay. Alcoa. Ooh, MG, I love Alcoa. With the right guide, even 300 can start the journey to daily profits. He's right. I don't do day trading, but okay. With the right guide, even 500 can start the journey. Okay, I don't do day trading. It just I tried it years ago. It just doesn't work for me. JL, Broken Panda, only 100% for a week. Yeah, I don't think so. Get the big picture. Thank you, Kevo. JL, I short stocks. You run up chasing. Go take a nap. Thank you there, Broken Panda. All right, so you guys have a great night. I'll see you again tomorrow. And we'll do this again tomorrow night. All right. So you guys have a great night, and we'll do this again. Bye, guys. Catch you in the morning. Uh-oh, where are you? Right there. And over here. All right. You guys have a great night over there. And you guys have a great night right here. All righty. And you guys over here have a great night. And we will see you again tomorrow. And you guys over here, see you again tomorrow also.